It's partially frozen. No, it's not full. This is the second day for it. Well, I see one person is in. I think I'm a little bit earlier than I usually am, but I wasn't live last week. Wonder if anybody missed me. I'm in my barn, as usual, because the sun is very intense. Very intense. I was out there working on the hen house for a little bit, but the sun got too hot. I missed that window where it's in the shade, so I have to wait until that window comes back. So it has morning shade, and then it has afternoon shade. So I have to wait, and hopefully it doesn't get too hot. It's supposed to be up in the 90s again today. But yeah, I'm still working on the hen house. It's been a very difficult week. I don't know if you can see, I can't pick it up now. I was going to be able to, but I stuck a bag of scratch grains in here. I had a real problem with the ducks getting in the barn and just tearing apart feed bags. It's like, and they were making such a huge mess. And I only had the one barrel that I brought with me from New Jersey, that it will hold 2 bags of feed. That's if I put the whole bag in there. If I dump the bags, it'll hold more than 2 bags, probably close to 3 bags. But anyway, so that barrel will hold 2 bags. So that's what I put the horse feed in. I'm using 2 different feeds, one for Diza and one for Honey and Luna. So I just had the one barrel, and I had to find something that would not take up a huge amount of space, but yet would get the feed up off the floor where the ducks and the chickens couldn't get into it, at least until the barn's finished anyway. So I found these, they're a 23-gallon trash can. Let me see here if I can get the label off. If I can get the label off, then I can show you. Hello, Angel. I got this thing to shoo the flies away with, and she thinks that it's something that she can play with. So, thank you for the thumbs up, whoever it is that's watching me. Let me see here. Now she's watching me pull the label off, if I can do it without tearing it. It's warm enough. You think that it would tear off easy. Mostly. Okay. So that's what I got. They're narrow and rectangular, and what I am planning on doing is building like a rack to put them in. A lot of people use metal trash cans. So there it is. Let's see. And that's fine, but they're round, okay? And they can get heavy if you put more than 2 bags of feed in there. Then you can't, it's hard to shift them. And so I'm like, what can I do? I was looking around in Walmart to see what there was available what I thought I could work with. I was thinking a big trash can, kind of rectangular, and all I saw in the one area was just these little, like an office type trash can, and it's like, that wasn't very practical. And then of all places, I ended up over in the automotive section because I happened to see out of my corner of my eye, I was looking at something else for something else, and I happened to see out of the corner of my eye large trash cans over in the automotive section. I said, I didn't even think about checking there. So I went over and I checked in the automotive section, and there was these regular conventional big, like 50-gallon plus trash cans over on the one side. But then across the aisle, there were these rectangular ones, tall rectangular ones. And it's like, that looks pretty good. I think that would work. So I got 4 of them all together. And I'll build a, like I said, like a rack to set them in. That will be up off the floor a bit. And it's something I can take out. I can empty the contents completely and clean them out if I need to. They won't rust. Can a rodent chew through them? Yeah, possibly. As a matter of fact, just as I was setting up to do the live stream, I noticed that this one bin right here, it's got like, I don't think you can see, no, you can't see, but it's got like teeth marks on it. And I don't remember seeing teeth marks before when I first got it, but of course I wasn't inspecting them either. So, but it looks like I've got some teeth marks up here. So I don't know. It was a big animal if it was an animal. I don't know. So anyway, so these, I think that these will work, and we'll see. They don't come with lids. That's the only catch. But I have had, I've got a few pieces of 1/2-inch, what do you call them? Chipboard, floating around here that I've been putting on top, and it's been helping to keep critters out. And it's been doing the job, okay, for the time being, until I can get a proper lid built for it. But that'll be after I build a rack. And that will be after I finish building the hen house and after I build the goat barn. And I got a few other projects that I need to do. And it's like, it seems like there's always more. And of course I thought, you know what else I need to build? I need to build a well house. Yeah, it's like, okay, let's just add one more project onto the list. So anyway, yeah, I want to mention, I guess everybody's out enjoying the sunshine. Either that or they're watching a ball. I don't know. Is there a ball game on? There's been ball games lately, so maybe people are actually watching ball games now that they're allowed to play ball. No people in the stadiums, but the ball players at least can play, and the cameras are there. So I guess that's better than nothing, right? So anyway, last week I didn't do a live. And the reason being, I spent most of the day in bed. I was sick. No, I was not sick with the virus. I got some kind of a stomach thing. I don't know if I ate something that didn't agree with me. But I was out of it. Sunday, I spent all day in bed, just dozing in and out. And, if I wasn't sleeping, I was on the toilet. Okay. And it's like, it's been a rough week because the guys, they went away this week. And the one has asked me to take care of his critters, and I have not each day has been a little bit better, and I've been managing to do what I absolutely have to do. But then they left on Wednesday. So Wednesday I had to start. Had to go over there, and there's a fly. There's a fly on the lens. Yeah. So Wednesday I had to start going over to his place and taking care of his critters. So I'm getting mine done in the morning, and then I got to go over and do his in the morning, and excuse me, and then in the afternoon or evening, early evening, I got to do mine, and I got to do his. Actually, my husband has stepped up for the most part, and he's been helping me get the evening chores done for the most part. My son is pretty much now to where I don't have to say anything to him. He'll go and he'll feed the goats for me. And if he doesn't, they start belly aching. You start hearing him, ah, ah. So they get on his case more than I do. So my son's been taking care of the goats in the evening. And my husband, while I've been working, doing my friends, go away, doing my friends' chores in the evening. He's been stepping up and taking care of most of the other stuff. The one night, their first night gone. Their first night, okay? I'm just about finished the chores, okay? They've got more critters than I've got. Just about finished doing everything. And of course, the first time you do it, it's going to take longer, okay? But I start hearing something, and I hear their dog barking and freaking out. It's like, what is going on? And I hear their calf going, moo, moo. I was like, what is going on? And I look, and here comes 2 black cows coming up the driveway. Actually, one was a cow, the other one was a heifer. But, I didn't get that personal at the time. So it's like, I'm in a panic. I'm trying to chase these things back down the driveway, wherever they came from. I have no clue who they belong to. Nobody on either side of my friend has cattle, to the best of my knowledge. I've never seen anybody with cattle. My neighbor has cattle, but that was quite a distance for them to go. And even at the far end of the road that my friend lives on, there was cattle. But even that's a far distance for them to walk in, especially with nobody noticing. So, so I was like, what am I going to do? I was by myself. I figured, okay, Amish buggies, they got to have a buggy whip around somewhere, right? So looking for a buggy. Can I find a buggy whip? I looked at all their buggies. There's no buggy whips. I'm going to have it out with him when he gets back. I'm going to say, what self-respecting Amish doesn't have a buggy whip? So anyway, I'm sure he's going to enjoy the story. So I couldn't find a buggy whip. It's like, how am I going to get these things to go away? Because my concern was their sweet corn. They planted sweet corn, and they had quite a patch, and it was almost ready to be picked. Almost ready. It's like, it probably, I don't know if it's all going to be ready, but a good portion of it, I bet you, is going to be ready by the time they get back. And it's like, oh, they have been waiting so long for that sweet corn to get done. And they were that was one thing they mentioned when just before they left, is that they were really looking forward to getting the harvesting the sweet corn and getting it canned, and it was something they really look forward to. It's like, oh man, I cannot just leave these cows here to because I knew the moment they discovered that sweet corn, it was going to be gone. It's like, I tried everything I could. And being by myself, it wasn't easy. Especially, I'll be honest, okay, I don't know cattle very well. And I was a little bit intimidated. I will admit it. I'm not accustomed to handling them. Oh yeah, I've petted them across the fence, but that's not nearly the same as handling them. They're big animals. So yeah, horses are big animals too. But I understand horses. Okay, I get horses, and I can handle horses. Cattle, they're not quite the same. They're a little bit different. But anyway, so I called my my neighbor, and thankfully he answered his phone, because he doesn't always have his phone with him. Thankfully he did. And I said, I'm in a pickle. I got these cows here. I'm at so-and-so's farm. I'm by myself. I can't just leave them, because they're going to trash his sweet corn. He said, just, all right, I'll be there in a few minutes. And he showed up, and he helped me. I did get a bag of, not a bag, a bucket with some grain in it. And we were able to lure them into the pasture. I was concerned about whether or not they would be okay in the pasture with his animals. I thought he wanted me to put them in with the horses, but no, we got them in where he's got the goats and his calf. I had the bucket of grain, and I was a little bit nervous, because it's a big animal. I didn't know if it was going to knock the bucket out of my hand or what the deal was, trying to get it in there. And my neighbor was pushing them from the other side. And it's a good thing he was there, because I managed to get the one in, but then the younger one was on the wrong side of the fence, wasn't coming through the gate. And, he ended up having to push it through the right way. So it's like, I was ever so grateful that he came and helped me, because I don't know that I would have been able to do it by myself, not without, because they were, when I got the bucket and he got there, they had gone up the hill and they've had discovered the sweet corn. And it's like, oh man. So thankfully they found the bucket of grain more appealing than the sweet corn. I was so afraid that they were going to, oh, never mind the grain. We got the good stuff now. So, but they did. I think they only lost a couple of stalks of corn. So, thankfully that was all right. So we while I was finishing up there, my neighbor decided, well, he was going to see if he couldn't figure out who these cattle belonged to. And come to find out, there was somebody who just recently bought property on the other side of my friend's, and he had cattle. And apparently he was another Amishman. So he told me it was Amish. Said, okay. The next morning, I drove over to where I knew there was a bunch of Amish. And I talked to the one guy, and he knew exactly who they belonged to, and he said he sent his son to the phone to make a phone call, and I left it in their hands. I said, "All right, there's so-and-so's place. They're in the pasture. They're behind a fence, so I'll leave it in your hands." And when I went back that evening to do the chores again, they were gone, which I was very happy, because I did not want to have to deal with putting grain out for 2 additional large critters. And I know that if I had put grain out for the ones that are already in there, that there could have been some trouble. So thankfully it worked out. All's good. And when my friend called the other day, I said, next time you order beef, could you let me know about it? He said, beef? Yeah, beef on the hoof. He's like, he knew exactly what beef I was talking about, and he knew exactly who they belonged to. He said, I was afraid that was going to happen. And his first question he had out of his mouth was, did they get my sweet corn? So he owes me. Actually, the other guy owes me. He owes me a couple of ribeyes. So anyway, so I was been dealing with his stuff and my stuff, and dealing with being sick pretty much most of the week. That's why I've been, keeping the what they call it, sports drinks into me. Trying to stay hydrated. Water, tea, ginger ale early in the week, sports drinks. Like I said, still not 100%. I've never had anything like this linger for this long. But, other than that, I guess I'll live. I'm just trying to take things slowly. I'm not getting as much stuff done. Just the basics. Like I said, I did work on a little bit on the hen house this morning before the sun got too intense. So hopefully I can finish that wall that I'm working on and move on to the next. I have to try and figure out what I'm going to do about the I'm doing my hen house is going to be similar to the guineas in that it's enclosed on 3 sides. Well, it'll be 3 and a quarter sides, or 3.5 sides, whatever. 2.5. Man, I can't even think that straight. 2.5 sides. It's a solid wall on the west side, a solid wall on the north side. Okay, and then a half wall will be on the eastern side. Okay, but the other half of that wall will be fencing. Okay, the 1x2 welded wire, and then the southerly side will be all wire. The 1x2 welded wire. That way they'll have plenty of ventilation. Okay, and I may enclose like the top section. I may enclose that so that gives a little bit more of a windbreak. They'll have plenty of ventilation. It'll be open for the sun. Now, if we're going to have any kind of serious cold snap, I can very easily just staple on some clear plastic on the front, and that will help to warm the space. But the birds that I've got, the Orpingtons, they are a very feathery breed. And they tend to do well in cooler temps. And what they're doing lately is that they are doing a great job of breaking down the manure from the horses. They are doing a fantastic job. And that was one of the things I wanted them for, was to help to get the manure to break down faster in the pasture. And that's what they do. They go out in the pasture. They're free range at this point, almost completely free range. I've only got a few birds I'm keeping in the guinea coop right now. But once I have the hen house finished, I'm going to try and incorporate everybody into that hen house, at least into that area. And I may have to build another smaller coop. We'll see. I'm still sorting things out because I got to be able to separate for breeding purposes. I'm keeping my eyes open for what birds are going to be ideal for breeding. And I can set up various pens for different things because I do intend to breed the Orpingtons. The lavenders are really pretty. I really like them a lot. And it's the lavenders, blues, and blacks, and it depends on their coloring. The lavenders are the lighter. I think I mentioned this on the last live stream. I don't remember. I did record what my guys built for me a couple of weeks ago. I did record it, and I recorded Honey's reaction to it. I just haven't got the video edited yet and up. I thought I'd be able to do it, but my head was not into it this week. So, and Angel's laying over here in the hay. She's laying in the hay. Goofy cat. What you doing, Angel? Yeah. For some reason, she thinks she's got to be wherever I'm at, you know. Uh, so, other than that, there's not really a whole lot going on. Oh, hello, Susan. How you doing? Thank you for stopping in. I'm just getting over being sick. Been sick for about a week. Every day's been gradually getting better. So hopefully I'll be back to rights completely by early in the week. I'm better than a lot better than I was. Okay, I'd say I'm maybe about 85, 90% right now. I'm not 100%, but I'm getting there. And I'll tell you, the goats are doing an awesome job. Oh, I hope you're not setting up nest on my saddle's right behind the computer here, and I just saw a bee go in there, and it's like, oh, please don't go setting up housekeeping in my saddle. That wouldn't be good. Honey would not appreciate it if I put a saddle on her back that had bees in it. She definitely would not appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, Susan. Yeah, I'm being careful. Well, you can't when it's hot and you're not feeling well. I've only been doing what I absolutely had to do. And unfortunately, the animals still think they need to be fed. And they still need to be watered. So that was the problem I had over at my friend's place, is that he doesn't have a hose set up to put water in the barn for the horses, and he pretty much relies on the creek to water the goats and the calf and the pony. But when I drove by, it looked to me like the creek was all dried up. So that meant he had a rain catchment system set up at the hen house. And so I had to take water out of he had one of those big 270-gallon totes to catch the water. And I would have to take buckets of water down to the barn, which is downhill. Thankfully, it was downhill. But what I did is he had a couple of 5-gallon buckets, and then I took 2 5-gallon buckets from my place. And I would fill the buckets maybe a little bit better than halfway, and I would put them in the back of my truck, and I would drive them down the hill to the barn. And then I pour the buckets into the water trough that he had there for them. So hopefully we'll be getting some rain. I thought there was a chance we might get some rain this afternoon. I got to check the radar when I get back in the house. But we haven't had any significant rain for a while. We've had some that has filled my rain barrels. Well, I try to be very careful about which barrels I take rain from. And oh, hey, Christy, how you doing? That's okay, Christy. I was just like, it's that time of year. Everything's, so busy and whatnot right now. So I was just saying how I have been sick, and I've been working on, I had to do my Amish friends, morning and evening chores, taking care of the animals while he's away. He's away till Wednesday. And so I had to lug water from up there to down the hill. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun for sure. So anyway, I got the buckets, and so everybody's got water. And I just kept, I only would make one trip down, and I gradually the water trough has been filling up, so that today, Sunday, I didn't bring any water down this morning. But I would bring it down in the morning, then I would bring it down in the evening. Oh, horses are running behind me. It's that time of year. The flies are starting to get bad, and they like to hide in the barn. Oh, if I can manage to get a couple of extra bucks, I would like to set up a box fan in there because a fan not only helps to cool the horses down, but also helps keep the flies off of them. But that's where they like to hang out this time of day, because the flies aren't as bad in there. Of course, the flies could be better, but I think the chickens and the ducks are helping that somewhat. I got a lot of flies in here, but I think that's because I have an open bag of sweet feed there because it wouldn't fit in the barrel. But hopefully it won't take long and I'll get that done. So yeah, but their rainwater catchment system, it's jury rigged, but it's functional, and if we get some decent rain like they're calling for this week, then hopefully that'll fill that back up, and they'll be back on Wednesday. So, and then he can handle it. I don't know how he does it. I think he's got a hose run from the house, but the house is locked up, and I wasn't going to be messing with it. So I've just been lugging buckets, Hey, I do that here just about, We take the little pump and we take water out. We pump water out of a 55-gallon drum into 1-gallon bottles, and that's what we use to do our dishes and washing ourselves and whatnot. But hopefully, I got a call this week. I had the guy out from the conservation office, and we went over some of the stuff on the forms and whatnot. And thankfully, it is not nearly as complicated as I thought it was. And he said, no, with everything that's been going down with the virus and everything, it's been very difficult to get everything coordinated. Oh, you'll love this. He's one man, okay, and he has one office, okay. With this virus, they have all the offices down to 50% capacity, okay. All right. He's one man, one office. If he is in his office, then he is at 100% capacity. So he's not allowed to go in his office, because then he's at 100% capacity, and that is against the governor's edict. You can only be at 50% capacity. So how's he supposed to divide himself in half and go in his office? Oh, thank you for stopping by, Susan. Yeah, I know that feeling. My husband often needs me too, but thankfully, I think there's a ball game on, so it's peaceful for me. So anyway, so this poor guy, he's got stuff in his office, resources and whatnot that he needed, and he couldn't go there because he's not allowed in his office because he'd be at 100% capacity because he's one person. Like he said, it'd be nice if common sense would prevail. Isn't it ridiculous, Christy? So anyway, so a lot of the paperwork that he sent me, it was kind of like generic. That was kind of sort of applying to just about everybody that he was doing his stuff for. And so it's not nearly as bad as I thought. My biggest thing right now is I need to get a tank. A 400, somewhere between a 400 and 500 gallon tank. Okay. Now I did inquire about one at the farm supply store in town here, and they were talking like $700, $600 to $700. That's more than what he had allowed me for. I'm trying to stay as close to what the allotment was. And hey, if I can get it cheaper, I'm all for that. So what if I don't get as much money back? That's okay. I just didn't spend as much money. I've got a certain amount that I'm allotted, okay, and anything over and above that, well, that's on me, okay. So, anyway, so I got to call a company this week about a tank. Like the prices seem good online, but I don't know what the shipping costs would be. That is the problem, okay. Like if the shipping cost is going to be twice as much as the price, or double, is if the shipping cost is going to end up doubling the price of the tank, then what's the point? So that is what I need to find out. Thankfully, I've got until February next year to get this all done. I'd like to have it done before then, but it's just a matter of getting things done. And with this crazy virus stuff, they've got restrictions every which way, and you just don't know what you can do, what you can't do. Like, I don't know if I can even get the tank from another state if it's in another state. And I suspected this one might be this one company that I found online. So, once I get the tank, then I can make arrangements for the gutters, and I can get a cement. I think I can handle doing a cement pad myself. He just said, just get some Quikrete. I just need to get the dimensions of the pad. Now they're running. I don't know what they're doing. That's the problem. I don't have any way of seeing out that way. It's all covered in tarps. Yeah. So, yeah, what was I saying? So, I can do the cement pad myself. I just got to figure out how the plumbing would work. I've got the hydrant that was sent to me by Dawn. By the way, Dawn, if you see this, I looked inside the box. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. It's just been crazy. There was no note in it, but it looks like all the pieces are there. So it's a little bit different than the hydrants I've dealt with in the past, because it's got a dial on it, like a hose bib kind of dial. And I'm not sure how that's supposed to go on. The directions are there, but you can't really tell what it does. Anyway, I'm going to ask around my neighbor. Maybe he might know, or a couple other people. Maybe they've known. I'll look in the stores and see, like if Tractor Supply has them, or if any of the other farm supply stores have something similar. Maybe they know how it's supposed to go on, or maybe they'll have one there that has one on. I don't know. Anyway, I'll ask around. So we'll get it figured out. Oh, Michigan Daffodil, you made it. How you doing? Oh, I hope it's not nearly as hot up there as it had been. We're supposed to be up in the 90s today and close to the 90s this coming week. Anyone feel the earthquake down? You know what? I heard about that. Was it, what's his name? Single Dad? Whatever, I don't remember the whole name. He said it woke him up this morning, and I don't even know what time the quake was, but I don't remember feeling anything. But hey, if it hit while I was in the truck, I wouldn't have felt it. So, and I drove to my friend's to feed his critters this morning. So I have no idea what time it was. Did anybody else feel it? Well, Michigan Daffodil, you're up in Michigan, so you probably didn't feel it. So anyway, I'm thinking I would like to put the hydrant on the main entrance side of the barn, and maybe have a hose bib on that side, because it looks like I'm going to put the tank on the north side of the barn, which would be good because it'll keep it from getting too hot, at least until I can build a structure around it. If I can build a structure around it and insulate it, then it should be good both for summer and winter. I'm good. MET visited out of Goshen Thursday. Oh, really? Quake was at 8:07 a.m. 8:07. Where was I? 8:07. I was home because I was. I believe I left his place at about 7:45. So, yeah, I was home, but I was I think I was sitting in my chair at 8:07, and I don't remember feeling a thing. I'll tell you, what they say, no sense, no feeling. Oh, I tell you, I'm surprised. Unless maybe it just wasn't felt in my area. Maybe the shock waves didn't come up this way. Maybe they went in a different direction, which is possible. So anyway, I'm going to put, I need to get the dimensions on the tank, on whatever tank I decide on. I want to get one that's got a narrower base, like around 4 feet, because I just think it'll be easier to set it up. A wider base with a shorter squat. Then I don't have to worry too much about the pitch of the gutters. But if I have to lower the tank a little bit in the ground, I can do that because I got a little bit of a hill on the north side of the barn. So I can lower it a little bit and just, put a cement pad there, and we should be good to go. Um, it, yeah, and then it's just a matter of doing the plumbing. Um, so now this all pays for the storage from off the barn. Okay, nothing from off the cabin. Now I have to see how much the gutters cost. If I can afford it, I'll have gutters put on my cabin as well. Let's see. It was centered in Sparta, North Carolina, Asheville, and Spartanburg, and Charlotte Felted. Into Northeast Georgia. Don't think it got into your part of Kentucky. Yeah, possibly not. Like I said, the single dad, he's in Northeast Tennessee, so he's not too far from me, I don't think. But yeah, but that doesn't. I'm far enough away. Yeah, good possibility. It didn't come this way. Yeah. So if I can afford the gutters on the cabin as well as on the barn, then I'll have them done. I don't know if I can get another tank for the cabin or not. I may have to wait on that. But if I have to, I can run, because the cabin's uphill from the barn, and may be able to just run, the gutters to the tank for the barn, and then I can hook up a pump, a shallow well pump, so I can get running water in the cabin. Yes. So it's just a matter, once I get the storage tank here and get the gutters on the barn, then we can proceed from there. And it all depends on what it's going to end up costing me. The cost share program, it reimburses you for 75% of the cost. Okay. So I have allotted, just looked, it went as far west as Johnson City, Tennessee. Okay, I have to look on the map to see where Johnson City is. Gutters will be, yes, it would help so much. It's just, I'd have to have a way of having it dump into some kind of a holding tank. And since my cabin is 40 feet long, because of the pitch, I have to talk to somebody who knows more about it, but I don't know if I can get away with a single tank at one end. I may have to do a double tank, one at either end. I'm not sure. I have to figure this out because there's only so much space, and honestly, I don't really want my water storage tank between the cabin and my driveway. I don't want it to be that visible. And under tanks that you can bury cost more than above ground tanks. So at least for right now, anyway, there will not be a buried tank. Like I said, I've allotted $2,000 for this project. And if there's anything left plus the reimbursement, and I don't know how long it takes for this to be reimbursed. I don't know if I'll get it if I get the project finished before February, I don't know if I will get reimbursed then or if I have to wait till after February. I don't know how they work it. I just don't know. It's way eastern Tennessee. Okay, details matter, and details makes the brain hurt. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Oh, the details are so important, and it's like maybe that's why it takes me so long to get things done. I don't know. But so anyway, once I get running water, things ought to be more efficient around here. For one thing, I can save up my money and I can get an automatic washing machine. And I won't have to go to town to do laundry in a laundromat. And I won't have to use just my little washer spin dryer, which is fine if I just need do a few little things, some summer clothing and whatnot. It's fine. It works, but it's time consuming because you have to stand there and you have to watch it. Okay, you can't go on and do other things. You have an automatic washing machine. You throw things on, you turn the machine on, you walk away, and you come back maybe 20 minutes later, and you can either hang it on the line or you can use a dryer if you have a dryer, which right now we don't have one. We don't have an automatic washing machine either. So, yeah, it's wonderful to be living a simple life. You don't have all these gadgets and everything, but you know what? The gadgets save you time. And I am trying to get everything up and running around here. I have the barn I have to finish, I have to build for the goats. I need to get that done before winter because I really need to get them out of the temporary shelter. It worked this past winter, but I'm hoping to have more kids, and they could be born anytime between, I'll say, December into March. Okay, I could have new kids, and I'd kind of like to have the new barn set up and the fence in before December if I can. You've got to have major dental. Oh man, in the morning, upset. It's taking a lot of money. I need to start my homestead. Oh man, Christy, I feel your pain. I'm still paying on my dental work. I had a bunch of dental work done before I lost my good paying job. And I mean, I didn't see this coming when I agreed to have this work done. And we're still paying on it. And it's not easy. Yeah, it's people, they make a big stink about medical insurance, but I'll tell you, the dental is what really hits you, Oops, there's always bumps in the road. So yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, Christy, I know you really want to get going on your new homestead. Yep. I know exactly what you mean, Christy. You get focused on other people and, you forget about yourself. I totally understand. I've been there, been through it. Yes. Well, hopefully it won't be too much for you. See, that's the thing. There's not a lot out there. And a lot of your dental insurance is, they're not very good. It all depends on who you go through. My husband had dental insurance through his former employer, and he had to pay, I think it was like $15 a month, or something like that. And it paid for nothing. Nothing. It's like, what's the point in having it? And I suggested to him, why bother paying it? Stop paying it. It's useless. You save the $15, put it somewhere else. He wouldn't do it. No, we got to have dental insurance, but it didn't pay for anything. So, yeah, I was like, you know what? It's not going to be too much longer, and I'm going to be forced onto Medicaid. And, I don't need prescription drugs. I don't need much in the way of doctor's care or anything like that. I'm good to go. But what the area that I probably do need the more is dental. And I don't know if they have anything like that, because you're supposed to choose a secondary medical plan. And it's like, I don't do prescriptions, So I don't know. I got a couple more years, but I don't like being forced to do something, You know me. Yeah, look at what happened with this mask thing. But anyway, Christy, I hope you can manage with, I don't know, there's what's it called? There's some kind of a card, special card to use. Man, I used to have it, but they took it from me when I lost my job. It's a credit card, but it's a low interest card. or it's either low interest or no interest. I don't remember which. And you can use it for medical stuff. And man, I cannot remember what it's called. You can use it for veterinary care, and you can use it for the dentist, and you can use it for other medical stuff. And like I said, I had it when I was doing getting the dental work done myself. But then when I lost my job, they took it from me. Gee, yeah, that's when I really needed it the most. So I wish I could remember what it was, but you could look into that, and that might help a little bit. I don't know. I'm thinking pet something, but I know it's not it, because it was something more than that. I used it for veterinary stuff, but I also used it for the dental. So, well, anyway, I've been on here for nearly an hour. So hopefully, now that I'm better, and hopefully things will cool down. They're talking more rain this week. Hopefully we get it. We need the rain, because I need to put in a fence post, and I've been waiting for it to rain real good so that I can dig the hole for the fence post so I can hang a gate. But in the meantime, I just keep working on the hen house. Hopefully I'll be able to show you. I've been taking little snippets now and then, and I'll just have to put it all together. It's like, it's taking me way too long to get this hen house done. So anyways, I will see you all later. Take care, Christy. Hopefully it's not going to be too expensive. Oh, I don't even want to think about dental work. Oh, I know how bad it is. Left you a link about the new Madrid earthquakes that occurred in early 1800s and affected several states or territories and still acts up. Oh, yeah? Oh, the new Madrid. Isn't it? That's out in California, isn't it? Anyways. All right. Yeah, going to get busy, and hopefully now the things are, clearing up physically for me. I can get that video up that Honey starred in, and hopefully y'all enjoy it. Like I said, it was uneventful. But anyway, all right. I will see y'all later. Take care, and see you next time. Bye.